Hello, I'm Emilia Clarke. You may know me from Game of Thrones and other properties. I've made a comic book about my period. Now, the thing about being rich and famous is nobody ever gives me honest feedback. Well, there was this one guy. Told him about the idea and he said,
I don't get it.
now, obviously that could not stand. I respectfully disagreed and had my security guards respectfully show him the way out.
Yeah.
Tonight on the Brotep Show.
You, turn around.
You prefer the view from behind?
No, well, yes. You know I can't lie.
Now, to continue, whoa. Amelia, I got this. I'll take it from here. It's reading time with your Negro, Brotep. The reason why the comic book industry is dying is because we have interlopers who come in and basically storm over. What did Bill Burr say? He was talking about something else, but the visual stood out to me. That there's a group of people storming over the hill like Braveheart. All these interlopers are storming over the hill like Braveheart and rushing into comics, and they don't one understand what comics are, and two, they don't care about the comic book audience. Let's read here. Emilia Clarke's comic book has menstruation, armpit hair, powers, and let me see, is that, come on guys, garbage here. No, it's not garbage here. Let me stop playing. I never thought I would be writing this art this I never thought I'd be writing that headline, but Emilia Clarke, known for Game of Thrones and the upcoming Marvel Secret Invasion series, is publishing a comic book through Image Comics. Mom, Mother of Madness, where the character has menstruation and armpit hair powers. Specifically, she will be swinging from her armpit hairs. She'll be swinging from her armpit hairs. I kid you not, as when Clark was younger, let me highlight them here. As when Clark was younger, she apparently wasn't allowed to go to her local comic store because simply because she is a girl. And apparently, she has resented men and the comic book industry ever since. So she has decided, who wrote this? Jesus Christ. So she has decided to write a comic about a girl whose powers center around the character's period. Speaking with Variety, who actually cover Speaking with Variety, who actually covers a comic book for some reason, Emilia Clarke says that she found it arresting when she went to a comic con for Game of Thrones and it was mostly male. I read a lot of fantasy novels full of rich worlds as a child, like Lord of the Rings. That was always a place my imagination could gravitate towards. Later on, when I went to Comic Con for the first time at 22 with Game of Thrones, I was amazed at what I saw. Almost entirely men. Later, as tides turned in the industry and hashtag #MeToo emerged, I began to look at the community through those eyes, and it was arresting, she said. So Clark decided to write her own comic book, Mom, Mother of Madness, officially described as similar to Deadpool, along with comic book writer Marguerite Bennett. In doing my research, I found that 16% of comic book creators are female, according to a 2019 study, and only 30% of comic book characters are women. On the other hand, roughly half of comic book buyers are female. She doesn't provide any stats for that, though. Something did not sit right with me in that exchange, and all these signs were telling me to go make my own comic, said Clark. Regarding the superpowers, again, it's revealed they center around the characters, period. She's a single mom that's got to get done. This was born from the idea that single mothers are superheroes. You need superhuman strength to do that. When you get into your mom, when you get into when you get into your mom, when you get into your 30s and your friends start having kids, you're like, "Oh my god, I was not aware of what it took. Holy shit," she said. Another key identifier for the character is that all her powers manifest from her menstrual cycle. The bloating, the hair growth, the mood swings, the acne, all of it. We hate that when it happens. Speaking for myself and everyone I've met who has had a period, you could just say women, but these people that I'll get to this in a minute. What if we turned that around and made the period something that we can feel as this unique, crazy, superhuman thing that happens in our body? When Maya is scared, she goes invisible. When she's angry, she has superhuman strength. She can swing like Spider-Man from her armpit hair, Clark says. The first issue goes on sale in July. Check out the solicit info and covers below. I will definitely be buying this. I'll be buying this in order to review it. It's gonna be amazing, amazing for my show. Not amazing as a comic book. It'll be amazing for my show. Look how far we've fallen. You were Daenerys Targaryen, all right? Now you're whatever the hell this is. Whatever the hell this is. And the cover's trash. Oh my god, this is awful. Anyhow, let me go back to a few points here that were mentioned, right? I read a lot of fantasy. Hold on. I read a lot of fantasy novels. Let me go back here so that you can see it. First, let me just say that when you have people with money, the bullshit sketch I did at the beginning of this, it rings true. You know, it was a dumbass skit. However, the idea behind it was true. When you have people who have this much money, she's worth $15 million. Okay, she's worth $15 million. Now the thing is, I hear stupid ideas like this all the time. I hear stupid ideas like this all the time, but it's usually, you know who I hear this from? People who have a disdain, who look down on comic books and geeks and nerds, right? And they're like, comic books, I could do that. And like they'll flip through all of the greats like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Avengers, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Elektra. They'll flip through all of it. This is garbage. Oh my god, I could do better than that. Hey, how about, and then insert stupid fucking idea here. Okay? Now the only difference here is when it's one of these people in my life, they have no money that's throwaway money that they can just fire and forget. But this person here having $15 million to her name, right? And I believe that's $15 million of disposable money, disposable income, as in all her other stuff's taken care of. Her house is already paid for, no mortgage. Or maybe $10 million house is already paid for, no mortgage. Her car notes already paid for, all these sorts of things. And then she has $15 million to make everyone's life a living hell with. So she's got money to burn to make this comic book a reality. So it's okay for her to fire and forget. Maybe drop like $2,000 or $3,000 to make this. And they said she co-wrote. She didn't co-write anything. She sat down with Marguerite Bennett and gave some ideas, some stupid, hey, be geek, go do it. That's what she did with Marguerite Bennett. I know these sorts of people. I know these sorts of people. They look down their noses at us, at the geeks and the nerds and all these people that we are. They look down their noses at us. The only difference is those people that I know of who would come up with this stupid idea, they wouldn't have the disposable income for it. She did. Now, let me continue here. I read a lot of fantasy novels full of rich worlds as a child, like Lord of the Rings. Great. J.R.R. Tolkien, always a classic. That was the place for my imagination would gravitate towards. Later on, when I went to Comic Con for the first time at 22 with Game of Thrones, right? Here's the thing. You went there. Look, I'm black. There's no, there's no mystery there. I'm black. But the comic book industry is not a black place. It's not a black space. The only thing is, it doesn't exclude black people, though. So when I go in there, like at Comic Cons or even E3, like the gaming cons, the Comic Cons, I know where I'm going. I know where the fuck I'm at. I'm in a place where it's white dominated, white male dominated, and those guys are neither racist nor sexist. Everyone's welcome. It's just that by and large, they are the ones who show up for that sort of thing in larger numbers. I don't need to bring an army of black people with me. I mean, if they're interested, hell yeah, more the merrier. And even those guys, those white guys who are there, they'll welcome you. Again, the geek community, with very few exceptions, is not racist nor sexist. Okay? So if I show up there and I'm the one black guy I know who's interested in, I don't know, sewing, I show up to a sewing convention and I'm one black guy and it's a whole bunch of white women. So what am I gonna say? I'm gonna be like, oh my God, why are there so many white women here? I gotta come back with some big black dudes. Why? Why would I do that? That's stupid. Not everything has to be, equal representation in everything. How about equal interest? Instead of equal representation, how about equal interest? So those people who are interested, they can come in. So if you're black, you're interested in comics, welcome. If you're Asian, you're interested in comics, welcome. If you're Martian, you're interested in comics, welcome. It was almost entirely men. Later, as tides turn in the industry and hashtag Me Too emerge, what does a movement? Here's the thing. What does a movement that was geared towards exposing sexual harassment and rape from powerful, mostly men, have to do with comics and you showing up at this? When you showed up at the con, were you sexually assaulted, raped, or what? Can you make those two connect for me, Emilia? Make them connect for me. Connect those two ideas for me. You showed up at Comic-Con, right, for the first time at 22 years old, invited by Game of Thrones, and by the way, makers of Game of Thrones, look at how she repays you. You gave this woman a career. Without Game of Thrones, nobody would know who the fuck she is. Look how she repays you. Anyhow, you showed up at 22 at Game of Thrones, and how does that connect with hashtag Me Too? Later, as tides turn in the industry, what industry? You're in the movie industry or the comic industry? They're two very separate industries. Sometimes they overlap at meetings like conventions, but they're two separate industries. Later, as the tides turn in the industry and hashtag Me Too emerged, I began to look at the community through those eyes, and it was arresting. This, So Clarke decided to write her own comic book, Mom, Mother of Madness. Now, the thing is, I'm a believer in the free market, so you can write whatever you want. The only thing is, this is a stupid idea. It's stupid for you, but it's great for me because I get to review it and I get to make fun of you for my channel. Mother of Madness, officially described as similar to Deadpool. It is not similar to Deadpool. Don't flatter yourself. Along with comic book writer Marguerite Bennett. No disrespect to Marguerite Bennett, nor Emilia Clarke, by the way. I think it's a stupid idea. I'm not saying she's a stupid woman. I'm saying it's a stupid idea from a person who does not respect comic books. And doing my research. If you're from the South, it's from the continental United States, it's research. I found that 16% of comic book creators are female. Yeah, those are the ones interested. There's no effort right now to keep black or female or gay or anyone away from comic books. And so if there are 16% of them which are female, that's who the fuck showed up. Are you gonna go with some zip ties and kidnap women from their homes, throw them in a van and bring them to Comic Cons? You will become comic book artists and creators. Is that what you want to do, Emilia? According to a 2019 study, and only 30% of the comic book characters are women. Okay. Would you like it split down in half? 50%? What number is good for you? If only 30% of comic book characters, and I don't believe that, by the way. That sounds like a real weird number. Do you know why? Because most of us guys, most of us geeks, we love creating female characters. I had to check myself with some of the stuff I'm doing for my comic book universe. All of the leads turned out to be women. All of them. So I had to go back and be like, this was not forced, but it's gonna look forced when I come out with these properties. We geeks love women. Don't get it twisted. You're watching too many movies where these geeks are like, ew, girls. No. We love women in every way you could imagine. We look up to women, we respect women, and we find women hot. So this 30% number, that seems a little off to me. She continues, on the other hand, roughly half of comic book buyers are female. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. They did this. I think where she gets the half number is from Facebook. Facebook around 2019, around between 2014 and 2019, Facebook was running all these polls about video games, board games, and comic books. And they were asking people, hey, are you interested in comics? And then people would chime in, yes or no, right? And then they counted who are the the genders involved. Now the thing is, there's a huge difference. See, you can say what you want all day. What does the Bible say? Roughly translated, show me where your money goes, and I'll show you where your heart is, or your whatever. Clicking on a button saying that you like comic books is not the same thing. Is not the same thing at all as buying comic books. You're looking at roughly half of women on Facebook said they like comic books. That's what you mean, Emilia. On the other hand, roughly half of comic book buyers are female, something that did not sit right with me in that exchange. And all these signs were telling me to go make my own, said Clarke. Yeah, you know what? I support you, Emilia Clarke. Go make your own comic book, and I will be here. I will be here to make fun of it. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna love it. Hold on one second. What it look like here? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna love it, Emilia. I'm gonna love it. Okay. Okay. Anyhow, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, I need you to go ahead and share a link to this video and a link to this platform. We need to let this thing grow, this thing of ours, La Cosa Nostra. We need to let it grow. Let it grow. We're currently at 120, 130 subs. We need to get, how about get us to 190. All right. Get us to 190. That's a goal, right? Get us to 290. You know what I mean? Let's not even aim for solid numbers. Let's go for like 190, 290, these sorts of things. All right. So I'm glad you guys tuned in for this story here. Emilia Clarke, aka Daenerys Targaryen, is making a comic book, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Bro, tap out.